As we head into the desert for the end of the season, does Lewis Hamilton deserve to be a knight? Who are the top 10 drivers on the current F1 grid? You know my choice. Charlie! Let's jump the start.
All right, everybody, welcome in Jump to Start F1 podcast. I'm here with two of my closest friends. Ruben, say hello.
What's going on, guys?
Yhancy, how are you doing?
Hey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Guys, we're here. We're going to be doing a preview of the Bahrain Grand Prix, also talk about some news and discuss, obviously the standings and kind of the open F1 seats that are still out there. But before we do, I just want to make sure I mention the social media platforms that we're on at Jump to Start F1 for both Instagram and Twitter.
Go ahead, Yhancy. No, to keep track on you, Will.
Oh, God, here we go.
Looking.
Okay. And then we're also on YouTube at Jump to Start Racing Podcast, and we're on...
Okay, take it back. Sorry.
Now I'm getting stressed out. And we're also on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iHeart Radio. Make sure to look us up, subscribe, leave a 5-star review because you love us.
That deserves
Thank you, Will.
round of applause. That was perfect, bro.
Finally.
Wow.
So let's get into it, guys. The news. Let's first talk about Lewis Hamilton, obviously 7-time world champion. One of the greatest drivers to ever, one of the greatest drivers to ever do it. There's talk about him potentially being knighted, receiving that knighthood, becoming Sir Lewis Hamilton, joining Sir Jackie Stewart.
If Jackie Stewart,
what do you guys think of this? Yeah.
So
Lewis Hamilton should be a knight.
Does this mean he gets like a robe and a sword or something like that? What is?
Yeah, he looks like King Arthur. Sword in the stone.
Exactly.
What
does this mean?
At this point, it's just a title. It's just
Respect title?
Respect? It's just respect. I mean, like I said, Jackie Stewart is one of the greatest all-time F1 drivers.
He is nice, though.
Yeah, but if you have Lewis Hamilton and the stats that he has and is tied for the most F1 World Championships, why wouldn't you knight Lewis Hamilton? Sir Lewis Hamilton. Sounds nice.
So is this something that, obviously, I'm not saying Lewis does not deserve it, by the way, but is this something that you do as you're still like an active driver or an active athlete, or, did Jackie Stewart get it after he retired? Like, what,
I am not sure. Obviously,
does this status bring
we are American. I would think that.
Can you say that with an accent?
We're American, America. But no, I think it's one of those.
By the way, I was going for the British accent.
There is an award, and I forgot the award that we give. So the highest civilian award that is given out by the President of the United States. I think the knighthood is probably equivalent to that.
Okay.
Just recognizes you for your achievements in whatever, your career, basically life achievements. I think knighthood is probably comparable to that.
It's the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
There you go. The Presidential Medal of Freedom. There you go. And it's been given to, a lot of celebrities here in the U.S. So I think it's probably equivalent to that, the knighthood. So yeah, I mean, if there is a Sir Jackie Stewart and he has won it for his accomplishments in F1, you can with confidence say that Lewis Hamilton is the greatest British racing driver of all time. You would give him knighthood. And that's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen now, but it'll eventually happen.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all.
So people that have been knighted, celebrities that we all know, Sean Connery, the late great, rest in peace.
James Bond.
Michael Caine, Roger Moore, also James Bond. Mick Jagger.
He was British? Oh, he's British?
Well,
Didn't know that.
I don't even know. But I know he was knighted. Patrick Stewart, was on the podium, right, with Daniel
I think
Ricciardo.
he
He
was
did a shoey.
the first recipient of the shoey.
Oh, that's the guy from Star Trek, right? The guy from Star Trek? Okay,
yes,
gotcha. Okay.
exactly.
What? Why are you laughing? I don't know. Dude.
Spock.
Oh, man.
With the hand.
No. That was not. He was not Spock. That was
he used
No, he
to
was
say
a-
that.
yeah, Captain,
He used to say
yeah.
that. Spock. He used to say Spock.
So I mean, it's become a. I guess you're right. Just kind of like recognition of your contribution to
Culture.
correct, right?
Yeah.
So,
And it looks like he is going to accomplish more to culture as far not just as an F1 driver, but more considering his philanthropic works and his work with Black Lives Matters and his what do they call his activism.
right. So the way I think about it is this, right? I think that Lewis Hamilton being knighted would be more beneficial to the knighthood than to Lewis Hamilton, right? Because he's still going to be to us 7-time world champion, the greatest British racing driver, right? So
Possibly the greatest driver of all
possibly
time.
the greatest driver of all time. So okay, right? Just toss under the pile. I was knighted. But like I said, I think that it would be more of a benefit to the knighthood than to Lewis Hamilton himself.
But wouldn't I mean, this is a whole another conversation, but wouldn't that cachet add to the knighthood? Meaning, well, that's what you're saying.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just that the reason why you're considered a knight is because all of these accomplishments. It's just another, a tick to say, yeah, we are this great. This is we belong in this club.
Well, also because he is from Britain, so he reps that to the heart, and and he's also showing all over the world, the British flag, like, yo, this is who I am.
Right.
So and he also says, Britain has the greatest fans.
So how about this? He did also say that, like, and obviously I don't remember the exact quote, but he did say it would be a great honor, but I'm not out there saving lives. I'm not out there,
he was humble, dude.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I sat there and I was like, holy crap! Like, listening to him saying it, this is the perfect type of person, altruistic, to be able to receive that type of honor.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that he definitely deserves that.
Yeah.
Even though,
can I get an invite?
At the end of the day, we get these in life, and at any level, we get these awards. But what matters is, what have you contributed to society? And that's the reason why this is just a title, knighthood, right? But the reason why you have that is because, in a way, you have been an example to others, and you've done certain things to better society. And I think that Lewis can be considered as one of those people that has contributed to the betterment of society. And you can see it. You can see how he's done that through his activism throughout this year. And I'm pretty sure, and especially with the formation of the Hamilton Commission, you will see it in the future. And at the end of the day, that's what you want your legacy to be.
Mm-hmm.
Something, obviously, this is a moment in time, but you want that to carry on for further generations. And that's what he is. He's laying the foundation now, but it will carry on to further generations. We will forever remember Lewis Hamilton for these accomplishments, but hopefully it doesn't get lost, the positive impact that he has had on societies in general.
So how, during this whole time, during Lewis Hamilton's activism, I keep thinking about Sir Jackie Stewart because he's been very vocal about not his opposition, but like, let's move on, whatever. How triggered is Sir Jackie Stewart going to be if Hamilton gets knighted?
Whoa.
Well, I don't think he's going to be triggered. I just think that, as time moves on, evolution of thinking is different. And we all know people in our family who are older and they think differently. It's the same thing with society. And as long as we're always going to see certain moments in time where we feel that it's a backward thinking. But as a whole, if society is moving forward, which I think it is, then we're in a good place. And as long as we have people of prominence, as far as, let's say, at the level of Lewis Hamilton is, I think we're going in the right direction.
And me. Level of prominence.
Of course.
Thank you.
Don't leave me out.
But behind
sorry,
me.
I didn't mean to leave you out, Wellington. I apologize.
So we're going to stick to the Lewis Hamilton theme, kind of, sort of. But Max, this has been brewing for a couple of weeks now. Max Verstappen claimed that 90% of the drivers would win in a Mercedes, right? In the current Mercedes car. Yeah, I guess.
It's a lot of caveats.
It's a lot of caveats, but yeah.
No.
And then Carlos Sainz comes back recently, and he said, 90% of drivers would win, but they definitely would not beat Lewis Hamilton.
That's
right?
100% true.
Yep.
So 90% and 100%?
No, I'm talking about, because remember, Max said 90% of the drivers would win in a Mercedes.
Right, and
He
this is
never said
100% true that they would not.
That would not beat Hamilton. I don't
Definitely
think
90
Ham.
Let's put it.
I don't think Max in the same car could be Lewis.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because we are talking about. So, okay, right now.
Listen, I'm not gonna
both of
say.
you guys want to kill me now?
No, not kill you, but
No. I would listen. Here's because I think, and this is what Carlos Sainz was saying. The grid, as it is constituted at the moment, 90% of the drivers, if they put them in a Mercedes, which is by far the best
That's
car.
what Max said, by the way.
yes,
Yeah. No, wait.
Yes,
I'm not
that's what
finished.
Max
The
said.
90% was Max.
I can
Yes.
read you his exact quote.
No, hold on. If they put them in a Mercedes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they would win. But the caveat or because the devil is always in the details, right? If they put him in a Mercedes against Lewis Hamilton, no.
That's what I just said.
No, I got you.
Okay.
I'm not going against you. I'm just saying that maybe Max, because obviously we make comments, but we're always thinking about ourselves. And maybe Max was thinking about himself. And maybe he has a point. If you put Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in the same car, it would be similar to what happened with Lewis Hamilton and Alonso at McLaren in 2007.
Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg? Nah, maybe not even that close. So I want to give credit to Mercedes social media team who right away said, yeah, Max, come on down. We'll give you a test drive. You'll be able to see exactly what you could do in that Mercedes. But I want to read the exact quote from Carlos Sainz. He said, as teammates with that car, very few people would be able to beat Hamilton during a 20-race season.
Boom.
But if you remove Hamilton of the grid, any of the current F1 drivers would win with the Mercedes.
There you go.
That describes a lot of what happens with current F1, but also that Hamilton, even if he has the best car, is one of the best or the best for a long time.
Yep.
Nailed it. The guy's a politician.
He knows what he's doing. Perfect for Ferrari. But he nailed it. It's the truth. You cannot say that if you put 90% of the drivers in that same car, they would beat Lewis Hamilton.
Look at Nico Rosberg. He had to almost drive himself crazy to win.
And that's why he retired after when he finally won.
Yes.
So there's, like I said, there's very few drivers that you can put in that car that would even, I'm not even going to say beat Lewis Hamilton, I'm say give him competition. In my view, the only drivers on the grid that can give Lewis Hamilton competition,
Equal machinery.
would be Max Leclerc,
No,
and Ricciardo.
You can't say it as Leclerc.
Sorry. Max, Ricciardo, or Charlie. Those are the only 3 drivers that I see that can give him competition. I'm not even going to go as far as say they would definitely beat Lewis Hamilton.
So, okay. All right. So, look,
agree with you,
I'm very
I
partial.
do agree with you, Yhancy.
Very partial to Max Verstappen. And I think that right now, if they were in equal machinery, I think that Max would beat Lewis Hamilton. Whether you agree or disagree, those are the top 2 drivers on the grid right now, right?
Yeah,
not in a season, though.
I think so, yeah.
Not in a season, he wouldn't beat him.
I think so. And
But you would agree that those are the top 2 drivers.
Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason I wouldn't put Charles Leclerc there because I think he's still not experienced enough to do it.
So let's, as a little bit of an exercise, a little bit of entertainment, let's round out top 10 drivers on the grid right now. Equal machinery. Let's figure it out. So let's just right away eliminate Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean,
Why?
Nicholas Latifi, Antonio Giovinazzi, Daniel Kvyat. So those couple of guys, right?
You forgot Stroll.
I'm not eliminating him.
Dude, you're the first one that says Stroll sucks.
I know. I'm telling him that you forgot
No.
Stroll.
But I'm eliminating guys that we're just not even going to talk about. So
Gotcha.
top 10, right? Hamilton and Max, right?
Mhm.
1, 2, yes.
The next, we'll call it the next tier, which is something actually that the race. I'll link to the article. I sent it to the boys earlier today, but it's discussing these guys in the next tier. Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc. Where do we believe that somebody else should be in that other second tier of drivers?
The second tier?
Sebastian Vettel.
You got to put Vettel in the second tier, even though he's not showing it. But that's the thing. All right. So you have Leclerc, Ricciardo, and Leclerc.
Leclerc.
Sorry.
It's been a long day.
I was just like, okay,
My
hold
bad.
on.
Leclerc, Ricciardo, and
what about Bottas? Is he in that second tier?
Yeah.
I would say yeah.
Yeah, you have to put him in there.
You
So
can't leave him
now
out.
you have 4 drivers.
So
you have Leclerc, you have Ricciardo, you have Bottas, and you have...
I would not put Vettel in that second tier.
Me either.
I would not put him in that second tier.
Really? I would.
This is not taking anything away from Vettel. He is a 4-time world champion and stuff like that, but
Why wouldn't you put him in that second tier?
he's not showing that.
So I'm gonna
No,
tell
regardless
you why.
of... I'm talking about... Because we're obviously talking about... I think if we're going to have this discussion, we have to talk about their entire career up to this point.
Fine, that's fine. But we're talking about best driver right now,
Right
equal
now.
machinery, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you why. The quote from Sainz was, over a 20 race season, very few people could beat Lewis Hamilton. And obviously I agree with that statement. But
Mhm.
if we're ranking the drivers, Sebastian Vettel tends to get very unnerved in the sense that, like, I'll give you a perfect example. Baku, what was it, 2018 or 17, where he crashed into Lewis Hamilton. And then
that
he-
was 17.
Then he pulled up next to him, drove
He
into
brain
him.
tested me.
Right.
2017.
I feel any time that the chips
I will
are
never
down,
forget that year.
anytime that the chips are down, this meant he just loses it. So in order to be considered a top driver, even a second tier driver behind Max and him, you need to be able to keep that cool, calm, collected, and be able to just do your thing. And the way we say it in Spanish, sobrevivir, like you have to be able to survive any kind of adversity to be able to become
Yeah, but he's also a 4-time world champion.
in a car that was better than the rest.
But he also had, in those years, he had Fernando Alonso, I think,
In an inferior car,
in an inferior car nipping at his heels, but it was still pretty
had
close
competition.
battle. It was still a pretty good competition.
And he had Mark Webber, but
But wait,
he fell off a little.
We can't forget to mention again that it was known that the Ferrari car was super inferior to it. It was he did not have a competition to it, like direct competition, to take it to him.
Yeah, but
Alonso took it to him because he's Alonso. Alonso drives a freaking. I think you give him a couple of freaking
if you're
regular wheels, and he'll forgive me in the front.
No, I got you. But
Corolla.
if you're in the heat of battle,
Don't talk about my Corolla.
if you're in the heat of battle, does it really matter? You're still competing against that person, so you still have that pressure.
It does matter, because we have seen, even in the better car at times in 2018 and beginning of 2019, Vettel was in a better car than what the Mercedes was, and it was still
2018.
even.
I agree. 2019, I don't.
At the beginning of the season in 2019.
Better.
The beginning of in 2019, the beginning of the season, Mercedes had 5 straight 1-2s.
What was better car? No.
Yeah, in 2018 for sure.
Maybe
Ferrari had a better car for sure.
In 2018, yes. 2019, no.
That was
I don't agree with you on
You
that.
guys are gonna make me look at all this.
No.
All the stats.
Last season, the Mercedes got. I think the first 5 races was a Mercedes 1-2.
Well, I'm not gonna look it up, but 2018.
2018, I agree with you, because I think it was up until maybe Japan when Vettel had mechanical problems. That's what killed Ferrari. It was actually the team that were having mechanical issues at the end of the season.
Well, it was cheating engine, so yeah.
No, that was not. That was the 2019. That was a cheating engine.
2018 too.
Yeah, I mean they had it in. Well, all right. Let's get back on topic.
We don't really know. This is all speculation.
So all right, so Ham and Max 1-2, right? Number 3, I for me it's Daniel Ricciardo, number 3 best driver on the grid.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even though I love Charlie, I agree with you, because experience counts for a lot. So for you to say that, even though Charles Leclerc is great,
We get it.
he's
dude.
fucking amazing. What a driver he is. No, I'm joking. But he's great. But you can't definitively say that if they're in equal machinery, that Charles Leclerc can beat Daniel Ricciardo. And Ricciardo has gone toe-to-toe with Max Verstappen, which is, we can all agree right now, is top 2 driver, and has beaten
Vettel in his prime. Ruben, who do you say is number 3? You didn't say anything there.
Ricciardo.
Okay.
That's not. You could debate it however you want, but who would you put?
Hands down, I would take Ricciardo. So number 4, I think I'm going to defer to Yhancy.
Charlie!
I think that hands down number 4. I don't know, Ruben, if you disagree, but I think that
you're on point.
Talent wise, maybe not skill wise, he's still developing, but that's the number 4 driver on the grid as far as
he will be number 4 if he doesn't take off his seatbelt, of course. But yeah.
So here's where it gets interesting to me. Number 5, right? Who do you put there? Is it Gasly? Is it Bottas? Is it Checo? Is it Vettel? Is it Carlos Sainz?
Jeez.
There's a lot of like
when you get to number 5 is when it shrinks to like.
We'll call this the 3rd tier of drivers.
Vettel,
right?
come on.
Bro. So I'm going to tell you. I think that it's Valtteri Bottas.
No,
I think we said this a couple of episodes ago about Valtteri Bottas, and it's just Valtteri Bottas, I guess, what's been hindering him. It is Lewis, dude. He's at the top. No, when I say Lewis, it's because
it's his own teammate. Yeah.
No. The reason why I say is because Lewis keeps beating him. Remember, Bottas is just there, like by milliseconds and tenths of a second. He's there, like it's him and Max that are right now. Remember, we're talking about right now, Yhancy.
I don't know because Bottas is only 27 points above Verstappen in a better car.
But that's the reason why he's not number 2.
But
but you're calling him a number 2.
No. The reason why, he's the number 2 because
I'm saying like number 2, like bathroom number 2.
I'm judging it. Wow. I'm judging him on the how far from pole he is. His race results have been a little bit
Dude,
different.
he's always right there.
Ex-
In
he's-
in qualifying,
always
he's there.
Not
So that's
within,
where
within
he is
tens,
number 5 to me.
and sometimes within hundredths of a second.
Yes, that's why he's number 5 to me.
Yeah, but here's a,
And to you, obviously.
the way I look at it is this way. The way I look at it is this way.
Because the other guys are missing certain things that Bottas is putting up. Bottas is putting up those numbers.
If you take each driver in equal machinery, who would win? This is the way I'm looking at it.
Lewis.
So no. I'm not talking about
beyond
Lewis.
them.
Beyond Lewis.
Mhm.
All right, beyond Lewis and beyond Max. So if you take, let's say you take Lewis, let's say you take Max and Lewis, we would say that Lewis would win. I would say Lewis would win.
Me too.
Now, if we're talking about that second tier, right? We're talking about
Well, we're in the third tier now.
Yeah, Ricardo and
we have
Charlie.
Ricardo and
Charlie.
yeah, but you have to look at you have Bottas, which is in a top team within tenths or even sometimes hundreds of a second with Hamilton. Let's throw him in that second tier. Would he beat Ricardo? Would he beat?
Hell no.
No.
Okay,
no.
so now he's down to the
yes,
to third tier.
That's what we are now.
Got you. I'm just
Welcome back, Yhancy.
No. Because what I want to do is that I want to make this clear to the people who listen to us how we're looking at this.
Gotcha.
Right? So Bottas wouldn't be better than, let's say, Vettel? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. I think
No,
right now, yeah.
Because when you had Vettel in semi-equal machinery, when Ferrari was fighting for the top spot, who would beat Bottas all the time without a question? It would be Vettel.
So
Okay.
we're talking about
Yes. And not even I think. Look at the races. When Bottas was ahead of Vettel,
I don't know.
Ferrari had a good car,
but I
Vettel
think-
would always
I
win.
think Ferrari had a better car than Mercedes. That's the problem.
No, bro. I mean, listen, yeah, maybe they had a better car, but it wasn't by much.
Further,
No,
I-
still
further-
disagree with the better car than Mercedes.
Further, I think
Mercedes has had the best car in the past.
even 2018.
Yeah, they just didn't have the straight line speeds, but they had the best overall car.
I would agree with you. Listen,
With who?
in 2018,
With who?
With you.
in 2017, overall, let's say the car that could get best around the track was the Ferrari, but they just didn't have the engine power. So that would
2018,
give
they had it.
yeah, all right. That's what I'm saying. 2018 they had it, but that car wasn't as nimble as the 2017 car.
Right.
What was nimble, man?
Nimble
It's
meaning
not
that,
able to get around the
it
track
could get
better.
around the track better.
It's like the Red Bull almost.
Yeah.
So-
So that's what I'm saying is like at even when the cars were semi-equal, regardless if it was nimble or not, or even straight line speed, Vettel will always beat Vettel.
So here's
Vettel will always beat Bottas. I apologize.
here's my problem with that. All this stuff, right?
And
We're
by the
talking
way,
about-
we're stuck on number 5.
Right. We're talking about 2017, 2018. Bottas has gotten better.
And
He's
we're talking
gotten
about,
much better, and Vettel has gotten worse
guess what? Yhancy, and the opinion we need is right now.
today.
Vettel has just shown us maybe the last 2 laps, 2 races, whatever.
I can't believe I'm on Vettel's side on this one.
And you let him go.
So look,
Oh,
here's
with
what we'll do. Tier 3, right? Tier 3. We're talking Valtteri Bottas. We're talking Sebastian Vettel. We're talking Checo Perez,
Sainz?
Yeah, Sainz could be up there too, man.
Sainz,
Gasly?
Norris, Gasly. Right? That's 5 drivers right there. So
Fighting for 5th with us.
fighting for 5th, right? So look, let's call a toss
Vettel
up.
wouldn't beat all of those guys.
Who?
Let's
Vettel?
Vettel. Let's call a toss up.
He has to get hungry again.
Let's call a toss up for 5th, 5th and 6th. Let's call a toss up. Bottas and Vettel.
Bottas.
Fine, whatever. 7th place. Checo Perez,
Jeez.
Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz. Who is the best of those drivers?
Checo,
right?
Mr.
Checo.
Consistency himself.
Checo.
Checo.
Because that counts for something.
Of course.
That
Big
counts
time.
for something. So, and it hurts me to say it, because I remember.
I say Checo, and then close second would be Sainz. Because
That's crazy to me. No
close
way.
second.
No.
What are you saying, Winston?
He said Checo then Sainz. To me, if we're talking today, better driver, I gotta put Gasly there, and I would almost think to put him above Checo.
Come on, bro. You're trying to tell me. All right, let's take.
Yo, it's tough to put
Hold
any
on.
of those guys above.
Let's just take Gasly and
Sainz.
Checo.
Okay,
forget about Sainz. Let's take Gasly and Checo.
I agree. Let's forget about him.
All right. You're trying to tell me, and this is based on what we've seen. You're trying to tell me Gasly had a chance at a top team, failed miserably.
He didn't have the resources to favor him to succeed.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Okay,
he's succeeding in freaking AlphaTauri now, though.
No, I'm not saying that Gasly cannot be a better driver than Checo. I'm just saying, presently constituted.
Okay.
Equal machinery.
Okay.
You're trying to tell me that Checo, over a 20 race season, cannot beat Gasly?
So, presently today, let me ask you a question, right? Who's got a race win?
Gasly. Okay.
Who has
more podiums?
Checo.
Okay.
Who is known to us as Mr. Consistency himself?
Built-in traction control.
Yeah, because of tires.
Tire saver. Mr. Tire Saver. Okay. So we're talking
about... And he missed 2 races this season.
It's true.
And he missed 2 races. We're not talking about most points because
we're not talking about
then we could just go down the standings,
but hold on.
However,
would you have to score points? And who's scored the most points?
Lewis Hamilton.
No. I'm talking about these 2 drivers.
But who's in the better? We're talking about equal machinery, right? So here's my deal, right? This guy, Pierre Gasly, was a turd last year. He was down in the dump. This kid is 24 years old. He doesn't have the wealth of experience, the wealth of knowledge that Checo Perez does.
And that's why I would put Checo Perez above Gasly, because Checo Perez has the experience.
So would you put him above Charles Leclerc because of the experience?
Put who?
Checo.
But we're not. But we already said that he's in a different tier.
But we're talking about
Charles Leclerc has shown already that he's better than Checo.
For sure.
Okay, so
2 race wins.
Here's what I will do.
7 pole positions.
I will concede
2 podiums this
on a
year.
cheating car. I got you.
On a horrible car.
I will concede
a horrible car.
on a carcass of a car.
Carcass. I'm using my term against me. So I will concede the Checo Perez, Mr. Consistency, and I think he's a great driver, regardless. But I will not concede Carlos freaking Sainz, who can't even beat his own teammate regularly, being better than Pierre Gasly.
Damn, but you know what? You just brought up a great point, because
last lap Lando.
We have not talked about last lap. Triple L. I feel wrestling fan that I am. I feel like that Lando
Undertaker.
Triple L should come out. With a water bottle. With a water bottle.
Oh, God.
Blow water in the air.
And then go, woo!
But
equal machinery.
Rip his shirt.
Just looking at stuff on YouTube and just looking at the stats, Lando's right there with Sainz.
Yes.
Right there. It's insane.
Just because Sainz is leaving Renault, I will say.
We're leaving who?
They're 1 point apart in the drivers.
1 point apart.
Yeah, but
Sainz is leaving McLaren, by the way.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Well, he's leaving the Renault engine. Just so you could supposed to make right what I said.
So, all right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, Ricciardo and Leclerc. We have 5 Bottas. Well, 5, 6 Bottas, Vettel in whatever order you choose. 7 is Checo. So then we have 8, 9, 10 left.
Jeez.
we
It's a
still
toss-up too.
right. So we still haven't talked about Kimi. I don't know if we want to. We still haven't talked about Esteban Ocon. I don't know if we want to.
Kimi's like the gatekeeper, like keeping Ocon back.
We still haven't talked about Giovinazzi, who I think is the most improved driver this year.
But at the beginning of the list, you discarded him.
Come on.
Okay,
really?
So fine. We'll take away all the Alfa Romeo drivers. We'll take away. Fine, whatever. You know who we still haven't mentioned? Alex Albon.
Dude,
Are you serious? Dude?
Really?
Did you just mention Alex Albon?
You've been literally.
But this is my point. How outraged you guys are right now.
Number 2 on him.
How outraged you guys are right now for me to even mention. Imagine if one of these top 10 drivers was in that Red Bull seat. Imagine if our number 7, Checo Perez, was in that seat, which we'll talk about later.
Wow.
So
I would say that.
You just
wow.
proved my point.
So 8, 9, 10, we'll say Gasly, Lando, Sainz.
Damn.
I will say Gasly, Lando, Sainz in that order.
Gasly.
No, but
come at me.
No, I wouldn't disagree with you, but
What? You said
Sainz
Sainz 10?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't disagree with what you said right now either.
You are
but
out of your mind.
When have you stood? When have you stood back and been like, "Wow, what a great drive by Carlos Sainz"? Never.
That is the whole point.
Never.
Sainz is what Checo Perez used to be.
Bad.
Checo Perez has come into his own this year because he's in a good car.
Finally,
because he's been consistent.
The McLaren's
and
not good.
Sainz is the same way.
The McLaren's not
He's
good.
It's not as good as the
when
Racing
he was fighting
Point.
Button.
It's not as good as a Racing Point. And last year Sainz came in, I think, was it 5th?
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
In that McLaren, and it was worse.
Let me ask you a question. Is that McLaren better or worse than the AlphaTauri?
That's better.
Pierre Gasly, 63 points. Carlos Sainz, 75. Lando Norris, 74. There's talent there. There's talent there with Gasly. I want to stick to my... No, I don't want to. I'm sticking to my guns. 8th place, Pierre Gasly. 9th, Lando Norris. 10th, Carlos Sainz.
And I vehemently disagree with you, sir.
Oh my god! But you just mentioned right now they have more points.
Okay, but we're trying to talk about equal machinery.
I am gonna put Sainz,
dude,
Gasly.
I'm gonna tell you what this is right now. My dear friend Yhancy is a diehard Ferrari fan, and he knows that Sainz is going to Ferrari next year. And he's trying to.
He can't let it go.
He can't let it go.
He has to build the stocks.
Oh, Sainz is
sorry,
the best.
bro. Sorry.
Charlie.
I have, as much as a Ferrari fan that I have been, I feel that I am objective. And Sainz is not part of the Ferrari family yet. And I am looking at things objectively. For you to say that Sainz, with the experience that he has, and what he has shown the past few years, to say that he's a better driver than Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris, no. At this moment, absolutely not.
So we're talking experience, right?
Yes.
Okay. Carlos Sainz, 75 points. Lando Norris, 74.
Okay.
We're talking experience. This guy, Lando, is on his second season.
That just points to the fact that Lando Norris,
how quickly everything turns,
is a good driver, but he's not better than Carlos Sainz. And I just want to point out that for the first time ever, I just saw
I'm right.
Ruben put on a Ferrari hat. And you look good in it, bro.
Come on,
you look great in it, bro.
Damn.
You look great in it. I saw you.
Ruben, what do you think? 8,
in
9, 10. What do you think?
It's a big toss-up between the three of the guys. I think
it is close.
Yeah, it's super close.
You could throw my name in there too. I should be.
But Ruben, here's what I want you to do is not do what you usually
sit
do.
on the fence. You have to say something.
You need to be definitive with your answers.
Okay, I will. I will say then Norris, Sainz, Gasly.
Wow. All right. You know what? Podcast over. I'm going home. So
because
all right.
Gasly has only shown us this year that he's a fighter.
Can I ask just one question?
Mhm.
To be fair, he did show us last year that he was a good driver because once he got into the AlphaTauri, he was amazing. But that's the difference. You
But the experience
were on a
that he had-
top team,
The
and then you went
experience-
to a midfield
experience
team.
from Red Bull overshadowed, like it was overshadowed by, all the negative stuff that he brought from.
So,
I got
overshadowed all
you.
of that.
But at the end of the day, what happens? You went from a competitive team to a non-competitive team, midfield team.
Mhm.
You shone in the midfield team, but you can't shine
Okay.
in the top team.
So all right. So you're saying that, but then you're putting Carlos Sainz, who has never been on a top tier team, above him. Okay, no problem.
They never gave him the chance.
Oh, okay. But
Yo,
Gasly
being
won-
super biased.
Gasly won that chance over Carlos Sainz.
We'll see what
It's
happens
true.
next
It's
year.
true.
Anyway,
Carlos Sainz, to get anywhere, had to get out of Red Bull.
exactly. So
Yep.
let me ask you a stupid
And he
question.
did pretty well in Renault too.
Can I ask you guys a question? Just indulge me for one moment, right? And we'll get off this topic. But number 11, who's number 11? Is it?
Kimi,
Hold on. Okay, fine, Kimi. Right. So you'll throw Kimi in there.
the gatekeeper. I just said
You'll
that
throw- you'll
earlier.
throw- Can you let me finish the question? Holy
Grosjean.
crap. Yeah, right. Let me finish the question. Who's number 11? Is it Kimi, as you just said? Is it Alex Albon? Is it Lance Stroll? Is it Nico Hulkenberg?
I just said Lance Stroll was 10th.
No, you didn't. You said. Repeat what you
No,
said.
you did not.
You said
No, I'm
Carlos
sorry,
Sainz,
Carlos Sainz. I'm sorry.
Lando
yeah,
Norris,
Come on,
and
bro.
No, I said was
Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, and Pierre Gasly is who you put. 10th.
yes.
So again, I'll ask the question: who do you guys think is better? The 11th guy, Lance Stroll, Nico Hulkenberg, Kimi, or Alex Albon?
Damn. Yes, you
We're
go ahead.
talking about currently on the grid.
Currently, Nico Hulkenberg is currently on the grid. No,
Jesus, Hulkenberg. Well, no. Hold on, Kimi cannot. You can't say that. The top
That's
two
not
on
like-
that and the top
But-
two on there is Kimi and Nico Hulkenberg, and you can't say that Hulkenberg is better than Kimi, and
It's-
especially when Kimi is driving for one of the worst teams at the moment and is still decent.
just like my guy Giovinazzi.
Listen, while you just but we always
Gio!
we're forgetting that we didn't mention eco machinery though.
Yeah,
So put Kim in an eco machinery and he'll beat a lot of drivers too. He's still hungry. He still has it. He just doesn't have the equipment underneath.
I think for me it would be Nico Hulkenberg,
Whoa.
Damn.
Mr. No Podiums. All right, so whatever
We have to move on because this
Yeah.
will be like a non.
Compared
Yeah, we
to,
will forever be talking
Well,
about this.
obviously, this is like discussing who's the greatest driver of all time. We can do this all day.
By the way, Wellington has like an outline for this, what we follow now,
Wow,
and we're not even in the top 25% of
Yeah.
the outline.
who's the better basketball
Best
player?
podcast ever. No, I'm just going.
Kobe, Jordan, LeBron? No, I'm
Oh.
kidding. no. Let's not get into that. Whoa.
Hey.
All right, so next news item: open F1 seats. There's this guy that's kind of floating out there. His name is Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if he'll be able to go back to Mercedes, but one of the weird things that he's asking for is to be able to work from home more.
Okay.
Does Mercedes just say
Sure.
Yeah, just
No
do
problem.
whatever you want?
Are you kidding me? What?
Yeah,
What?
right.
So what does that mean?
I have no
He doesn't
idea.
want to interact with the fans on Wednesday, whatever, what is it?
Listen, it
It's Lewis
doesn't
Hamilton.
matter.
He's probably going to get whatever he wants.
It doesn't matter. Just give him anything he wants.
So here's a quote
Because
from-
any criticism that has been levied on Lewis Hamilton, oh, he's too distracted.
Like Wellington
Duh.
says.
I was wrong.
His head is not
I
in
was
the
wrong.
game.
Yep.
But he still wins.
Yeah, Yhancy just
And not
like,
only
shit,
does
man.
he just not win, he wins championships.
I think we pushed a few buttons on
I
you.
think so. Yo,
So,
Yhancy sounded like
please,
Suge Knight
bro.
all up in the videos.
So
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
let me read the quote from Hamilton. This year's shown that, for example, you can work from home. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of Zoom dates in the contract rather than actual present days, which means I have to fly less. Time with friends and family is the most important. If we get to start traveling more, I want to take my family somewhere and create memories with them and celebrate with them just being around. This year, I've not been able to see them, and that's just been the hardest.
And before, he got criticized for flying around too much
On his
in his
jet.
private jet.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton.
And I still won a championship. Come on.
Lewis Hamilton is
bro.
a girlfriend and a couple of kids. That's what
Dude,
he needs. Trust
Lewis Hamilton is so good.
Where's Nicole Scherzinger? Bring her back.
Lewis Hamilton is so good. He can do whatever he wants, and he can show up at a track and still win.
I don't know about that.
As long as he says,
As long
like a
as he
simulator,
does what he does normally, he is that good. He'll get his practice time in. He'll do what he has to do. When you get that good at your craft, you can do whatever you want.
So Hamilton will be back on Mercedes, obviously, right?
Of course.
So Red Bull, they have one seat open. Alex Albon.
That's what Checo.
I'm going to combine this also with Daniel Kvyat is not signed with AlphaTauri. What do we think happens there?
Kvyat is gone. Dancing salsa.
Yeah.
And Kvyat is gone. They're probably gonna sign a young driver. No, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they'll bring up Tsunoda, but Kvyat, I don't
You
think.
think they're bringing that kid up?
I think they are, bro.
I don't know, dude.
Where?
And they'll put him in AlphaTauri.
So okay, so Kvyat will be like a testing driver that he was last year or whatever that he was 2 years ago, right?
I think Kvyat done. I think they'll bring in Tsunoda and keep.
Well,
Albon.
he'll definitely be testing.
Yeah,
There's
he'll
value
make another
there.
role. Yeah, he
right?
has. He has.
I think they put Tsunoda and they'll keep. Obviously, they'll keep Gasly. He's confirmed, and I think it looks like they're gonna keep Albon. If they don't keep Albon, they'll bring in either Perez or Nico Hulkenberg.
What about me?
What do they?
You're good, bro.
What would they do
but-
with Albon?
My super license.
But-
still is up to
Yeah,
date.
so what would they do
You're
with
definitely not top 10.
Albon?
I'm the 11th guy.
That's Kimi. He's a gatekeeper.
So 12. So look,
So what would they do with Albon, though, Yhancy?
They drop him and he goes to Formula E. I don't know.
so you think a new young driver is in AlphaTauri. So who goes to Red Bull?
Checo.
They are, like I said, they either keep Albon or they'll bring in Checo or Hulkenberg.
Mm.
But I think that definitely because what I've been reading is that they're high on Tsunoda. I don't know why, but obviously he is top 5 in Formula 2.
Right.
They're hell bent on bringing him up.
Right.
It seems like that's what they're gonna do.
Okay.
I don't think they should do that. I think they should maybe demote Albon to AlphaTauri. It'll be Albon and Gasly in the AlphaTauris, and they'll bring in either Hulkenberg. I think they should bring in Perez.
That's crazy. Because if they
I don't think they're gonna do that.
if they bring up Tsunoda, that means one of Hulkenberg, Checo, or Albon doesn't have a seat.
I think that
or all of them don't have a seat.
it's crazy, but
One
if
of them has it. That's crazy.
Red Bull has stubbornly,
I know a few
just-
stubborn people.
yeah, well,
Wow.
Red Bull has stubbornly just kept within their driver system,
It'll be
meaning
tough to
their
see them
driver
go out of that.
academy. I think they're gonna,
Keep Albon
Keep-
and bring up Tsunoda.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's what they're gonna do. It
So am I
sucks
the only one that
because I
believe
think
that
at the
Checo's
very
over
least, I
Haas?
mean, Hulkenberg deserved the seat in the F1 grid, but he's out already. It sucks that Perez is out because Perez is a solid driver.
Okay. So
So am I the only one that believes, like I said earlier, that Checo's going to go to Haas?
that's the next one. The 2 Haas seats. So it's the rumor right now is Mick Schumacher to get him in.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's gonna be F2 champion.
Looks like so it just makes sense to bring him up.
Yeah, I
In-
mean, if and like I said before, if you're F2 champion,
You can't go back to F2.
You can't go back to F2. So you're either in another category or in F1. And is any team gonna pass up
A Schumacher.
the opportunity to bring up a Schumacher?
And then separate from that is the other rumor is Nikita Mazepin, whose dad is a Russian billionaire, already wanted to buy a Formula One team, could be the exit plan for Haas. I don't know.
He has money and Haas needs money.
Me too.
No,
I'll let him drive for my team.
Start up a team. You come drive for you.
I have it. F1 2020 game, PS5. PS4, actually. Sorry.
It's tough to
Wellington Racing Team.
Yes.
it's tough to pinpoint with a lot of certainty where all these guys are going, because F1 has also shown us that they can go a bunch of different ways of the way. Now, for example, this kid Nikita Mazepin, whatever, because of the money that follows him, he might just get a seat just because of the money that's coming behind him.
Look at Nicholas Latifi.
Exactly.
Look at Sergey.
Stroll.
What was
Sorokin.
Yeah.
Stroll. He's still in F1, but
He still sucks, but yeah.
Number 11. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, like it's tough to pinpoint, the ways that we just, we can't wait.
all the
until-
rumors point to Schumacher, Mazepin at Haas. So you're talking about, obviously, you're talking about, it all points to Checo being out of the grid. If Red Bull
But
doesn't take
Who brings more money, Mick Schumacher or Checo Perez?
doesn't matter, it's a Schumacher.
I know, but he could also be a Schumacher. Could also be a good, I don't know, whatever.
I'm pretty
testing
sure
driver or
at this
whatever.
point,
Or a reserve driver, there you
Schumacher
go.
brings money.
But Schumacher as a reserve driver,
And he's an
doesn't
F2
sound bad either.
champion.
Listen, Haas is an American company. Checo's Mexican. Most of his backers are Mexican. I'm pretty sure that before getting into Europe, these Mexican businesses would like to get into the U.S. market.
Yeah.
So Paris is the way to go to Haas. Mick Schumacher could be a reserve driver. Even Mazepin could be a reserve driver, and they still bring the money.
I get you, Ruben, but we're talking about F1.
Exactly.
And listen, if you're in F1, status means everything. So,
of course.
if you're a Schumacher, if you're a Senna, even Bruno Senna got to drive in F1, and he was just the nephew of Ayrton Senna. If you're a PK,
Yep.
right?
If you're Wellington.
You ain't getting nowhere.
You ain't getting What I'm saying is that status matters, and you can, if you're a Schumacher,
That's
7-time world champion,
That's a lot of weight.
arguably, if a Senna got to drive an F1, and he's the nephew of Ayrton Senna, Schumacher's son is gonna get to drive an F1.
Okay. So
Doesn't have to be next year though.
I got you, but he's an F2 champion,
So wasn't Russell a champion too?
and he's an F1. So was Leclerc.
let's
Norris was a runner-up, and he got to drive,
He got money though. Does he? I don't know.
but he's a runner-up. But and he is a McLaren. He was a
but
McLaren
he's
junior
showing
driver.
that.
Yeah, and he's showing that he's good enough to be here.
So here's where we're at. Let's move on from there. Let's talk about the Bahrain Grand Prix. So, Ruben, our dear friend, let's do some Bahrain GP history.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh my god.
Well, this track doesn't have as much history as some of the tracks that like Spa, Monaco, and stuff
Fairly
like that.
new, yeah.
Yeah, so this track's been around since 2004. It's also been used for drag racing and GP2. When he was trying to get on the grid, he fought other countries, just like United, which was what we call UAB, which is called what we call Abu Dhabi now.
Yeah.
They came in 2009, but
Mhm.
back then he fought against Egypt, Lebanon, and UAB, whatever.
Mhm.
The track is highly claimed for the high grip that it has, so drivers love that. The lap record was last year from Charles Leclerc.
Charlie!
Oh my god.
And the Charlie made me lose my shit. But it's gonna be an exciting race. I love playing it in the game. when I do get to play, I don't beat Wellington, but I do. I do get to play the
So
game.
I gotta do is like
I
nudge
think
him a little bit
Oh,
off the
I didn't
track.
write it down, but the driver with the most wins there, I believe, is Felipe Massa. I didn't write it down.
Okay.
What
Don't
did you
know.
got?
This is a fairly new track, so it's not a lot of history.
Yes.
I love watching the race.
The
It's-
races there are super.
Every time I watch a race at Bahrain the last few years, it's always fun. It's a high speed track. Last year it was Hamilton that won it because Leclerc
Had engine problems.
had engine issues. He was
Wasn't both Ferraris with engine problems last year?
no, it was just Leclerc.
Just Leclerc.
Leclerc was.
Yeah,
that
he was over.
I'm just thinking about that. I
over
remember.
You know what it is? He was overriding the engine.
I wasn't with you guys. I think I had went to visit my parents for the weekend, and I was highly upset because he was gonna win that race, and because they had the
He was.
engine issue, he still got second place, I believe, but Lewis Hamilton overtook him. I don't think he's gonna win the race this year, but it is a high speed track. You can overtake. It's wide enough, so it should be good racing. I can't wait to see it. And I love night races, so it should be fun.
So it is 57 laps this race, 5.412 kilometer circuit length, 308 kilometer race distance. The tires will be C2, C3, C4, so kind of right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It's rated as a 4 for traction, 5 for asphalt abrasion, 2 for downforce. So you want to make sure that you can do what you got to do. There's a lot of good straights, good long straights on this track. My favorite set of turns, 9 and 10, going into that weird. It's not even a hairpin, but it's like this weird kind of close in turn. It's setting you up for one of the DRS zones. I actually quite like it for the second race on the calendar, or normally the second race on the calendar. So
It's always a fun race. Obviously you had that drama with Leclerc and Hamilton. I mean, it was a drama because Leclerc's engine failed, but the year before you had the drama between Bottas and Vettel, which Bottas was leading the race and Vettel overtook him at the end to win that race. So, like I said, it always bodes well for drama at the end of the race, which is what we as F1 fans love.
So, gentlemen, as always, What does this track look like?
A bottle opener.
No, that's my line. What are you doing? That's my line.
Nah.
Yhancy, what do you think this track looks like? The map.
I'm gonna pass. I'm still looking at it. Ruben.
3 beautiful DRS zones.
You go, Wolves.
Me? I think it looked like a wolf howling at the moon. His head to the left, tail to the right.
Oh,
Right. Also, it looks like
It's like Bambi do when you say that. Like Bambi trying to scream on.
Oh, man. There's it also looks like somebody's putting their foot into something. I don't know what you could say that it is. Right, but that right. So like turns 8, 9, 10,
like
and
they're
11.
measuring-
Turn
yeah.
11 looks like the heel. 8, 9, 10 looks like the front of the foot.
They're measuring your foot at the shoe store.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my god.
Those old school ones.
So that's me. What do you guys think?
Ruben.
So recently I've been in this field of work for the last couple of weekends and the last couple of weeks. So to me it looks like the real small copper cutter. It's like if you look at the picture of
Like the ones that you take and you just
Yes.
start moving back and
Yep,
forth to
yep.
cut.
Mhm,
Yeah, I see that.
and I just got that earlier like at the office like wait a minute, but this looks like the little cutter that the plumber was
Too much
using.
construction. Too much
Exactly.
construction.
I've been seeing too much construction the last few weekends. So yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Like the real small copper or pipe cutter. The ones that you adjust on the
Mhm.
side and that's what I got.
Yeah, and see, no more escaping.
Yep.
Damn.
And do not say a crab.
No, it's definitely not a crab.
It's a bottle opener.
Definitely not a bottle opener. I don't know. You know what's crazy is that I saw I saw the track of what is supposed to be the next week after.
Okay. So that got you sidetracked?
Yeah, so I know exactly what that track looks like. So it looks like an unfinished emoji.
That's next week, though.
Next week. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this week.
This week, I'm gonna go with Wells. It looks like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got anything. It looks like more like a wrench. Like you see, like if you look like the top of the wrench, and it looks like it's about to turn a screw. That's what it looks like to me. That's all I got. To be honest with you, I don't have anything.
Okay, so predictions. We know that this is a fast track.
Would you? Yeah, predictions. It's gonna be a Mercedes 1-2.
So I'm going with Mercedes 1-2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The pipe cutter is good.
Yeah. Ruben is showing us the pipe cutter, and we agree that
we need to. Let's put that on Instagram so people can see it.
So all right. So I'm going with the Han Bottas 1-2, Max 3rd. I'm going with Ricciardo 4th, Leclerc 5th.
Whoa. No, you're wrong on that.
He's gonna say Leclerc first. Watch.
Yeah, you're right.
Avenging his loss last year.
Leclerc come 4th. It's gonna be Mercedes 1-2 and Max. Well, no. Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Leclerc, Ricciardo.
Okay.
I'm buffering. It's Thanksgiving here next week.
The track looks like a buffering sign.
Yeah. No, I would say Lewis, Max, Bottas. Leclerc has been performing, so yeah, Leclerc, Danny Rick, yeah.
Wow. Well, we have the same top 5, 4-5 swapping, 2-3 swapping. I hope that there are crazy weather conditions in the desert, but
you
it
want
won't
a sandstorm?
happen. Yeah. It makes me think of the techno song when you say sandstorm. Who's 6th?
Checo.
Stroll.
Signs.
Oye, el otro.
Yeah.
No, my bad. I'm not saying Spanish. Listen to the other one.
Okay. So I guess those are our predictions, as completely, I guess, separate as they may be. Gentlemen, do we have anything else to talk about here?
It doesn't seem like we can agree on anything.
No,
today.
yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It seems to be the American way nowadays.
Yeah. We're deep on this.
It's the end of the podcast. Nobody will hear it. Yhancy, anything?
Just more on the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix and a little bit of pushback from the government as far as saying that they're that we are sports washing the fact that they're having a Grand Prix at Saudi Arabia. I think the criticism is
warranted.
For
sure.
It's up to Saudi Arabia to prove to us that
we're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it just creates a spotlight on them, and they must do better. But they are willing. They said that they are willing to host a round of the W Series, so we'll see what happens. But that's something to watch for.
Ruben?
No, I think that for now we give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, and let's try it out. Prove, like, you know.
No, I mean, we don't have a choice.
Yeah, prove us wrong.
No. Yeah, exactly. Just prove us wrong.
They are showing that they're changing, and we should wait and see.
Yeah.
Anything you want to bring up, Ruben? Separate?
No, that's it. Pretty much. Yhancy got a good point.
Okay, people. So let's do the wind down here. I'm nervous because Yhancy's going to make me do it again, but we are on Instagram and Twitter at Jump to Start F1. Please make sure to check us out. I have been interacting with a number of folk out there, including at F1 FanView, who has been one of our followers from day one. Obviously, I want to shout out Mikey McGuire, who just followed us. Maximo at F1_MV33, obviously a Max Verstappen fan who posted a question about the top 10 drivers that led us into our discussion. So beyond that, yes, thank you.
Now you know how we feel.
Absolutely. So on YouTube, we are Jump to Start Racing Podcast, and we are on all podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher.
One more time.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and TuneIn.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
dude, what happened to Stitcher?
I said it.
Oh, okay, good.
He didn't say it as loud, but he said it.
Okay.
Stitcher. Guys, I want to make sure, please enjoy the race. It starts at 9:10 a.m. Eastern time in New York City. That's it. Enjoy.
Thank you.
F1, baby, let's do it.
Thank you.
Peace.